The first key to writing a successful comparison and contrast essay is the appropriate use of comparison and contrast structure words. These are the words that introduce points of comparison and points of contrast. Using special keywords will make your essay more coherent and logical. You can see a list of some words and phrases that discuss similarities. You might pause the video here to observe them. Some other keywords signifying comparison are like, compared to, similar to, similarly, by analogy, likewise, in the same way, as well, both to. Contrast structure words fall into two main groups according to their meaning. The first group shows contrast in the sense of concession or unexpected result. Let's have a look at these two sentences. Srejpik prefers coffee, but Dara prefers tea. Although Srejpik usually prefers coffee, today she is drinking tea. In the first example, we have a simple contrast. There is no reason why Dara should prefer coffee just because Srejpik does. But in the second example, we have something a little unexpected, something slightly surprising. Because Srejpik prefers coffee, we might expect her to be drinking coffee today, but no, she has decided to have tea instead. The second sentence is an example of concession when something unexpected happens. Srejpik is drinking tea today, even though we have conceded something else, that is to admit that something else is true, that Srejpik usually prefers coffee. Be careful, the clauses are not always reversible when using contrast structure words from this group. Sometimes it only makes sense to use although, even though, etc. with only one part of the sentence. It must make sense for the main clause to logically follow on from the concession clause. Although I was rather tired, I decided to stay up to see the late movie. I was rather tired, although I decided to stay up to see the late movie. This one doesn't make sense. We continued our hike even though it began to rain. Even though we continued our hike, it began to rain. It doesn't make sense either. But sometimes you have a choice depending on your point of view. Although the film was a bit long, it was quite enjoyable. Although the film was quite enjoyable, it was a bit long. The second group shows contrast in the sense of direct opposition. The clauses connected by the words in the second group are reversible. This means, for example, that while and whereas may be placed at the beginning of either clause with no change in the meaning. For example, I'm short, whereas my brother is tall. And whereas I'm short, my brother is tall are both possible and their meaning is the same. Please remember, with simple contrast, we are usually comparing a similar aspect of two different people, things, or situations. With concession, we are often contrasting two different aspects of the same person, thing, or situation.